Schwartz and Wade, an imprint of Random House Children's Books, presents Waking Up Wendell by April Stevens, illustrated by Tad Hills, read for you by Ariadne Myers. Early in the morning, a little bird at number 1 Fish Street hops out of her nest, takes a deep breath, and begins to sing a very loud and whistly song. Tweet, tweet, ta-ta-ta, tweet. Ta-ta-ta, tweet. At number 2 Fish Street, Mr. Crudwig, owner of Crudwig's Bicycle Shop, is in bed dreaming of pancakes.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Mr. Crudwig grumbles to his dog, Leopold.
That screeching sparrow could wake a brick wall.
He climbs out of bed, puts on his checkered bathrobe, and creaks down his stairs to let old Leopold out the back door. Leopold is happy to be outside on such a nice day. He trots over to his favorite pear tree, makes his morning wee-wee, then does what he always does first thing. He begins to bark. No one is quite sure why Leopold does this. Maybe he's shouting good morning to the other dogs on the street. Maybe he's ordering that annoying bird to put a lid on it. But whatever the reason, he stands, wags his little tail, and barks.
Ruppity-ruppity-rup! Ruppity-ruppity-rup! Ruppity-ruppity-rup!
All this racket wakes up Mrs. Muskie at number 3 Fish Street. She opens her bedroom window, leans out, and yells, "Leopold, you stop that yapping!" Then she shuffles into her kitchen, puts a kettle of water on, and heads into her bathroom to get her hair under control. While she is brushing and spraying and smoothing, the whistle on Mrs. Muskie's kettle starts to blow high and clear, like a train pulling out of a station.
Woo-hoo!
That's a train?
Woo-wee!
The howling kettle makes Mrs. DePolo at number 4 Fish Street sit straight up in bed and blink at the clock. Mrs. DePolo teaches kindergarten and is always late. "Oh, fiddlefish!" she hollers. She jumps out of bed, throws on her clothes, races down her stairs, and dives out the door. Skirt! Gleep! And as she backs her car out of the driveway, her tires make a loud screech, and then a gleep. And then she is gone, flying down Fish Street. Screech! Gleep! The screech gleep makes Henry Whittlespoon roll over in his bed and yawn. Henry is 9 years old and lives at number 5 Fish Street. For his birthday, his grandma gave him a shiny new harmonica, and since then, he plays whenever he can. So the first thing he does, even before he opens his eyes, is reach under his pillow, pull out his harmonica, and begin to play. From her bedroom, Mrs. Whittlespoon yells, "Henry Hobart Whittlespoon, quit that racket! Right this second!" Henry can't hear her, but Gloria, who has been sleeping on the doorstep outside number 6 Fish Street, can. She is the Darjeeling's cat, and she uncurls herself, stands up, and stretches. Thinking of her bowl of kitty crunchies inside, she pit-pats over to the kitchen door. Gloria digs her claws into the screen and pulls the door open a little, then lets it go. Whack slam! She slips her claws back in and does it again. Whack slam! And again. Whack slam! Whack slam! Whack slam! Of course, this wakes all 7 members of the Darjeeling family. Whack slam! It also wakes Marjorie Parks at number 7 Fish Street. Marjorie has been sewing a wedding dress straight through the night and has just dozed off at her sewing machine. One whack slam of the Darjeeling's door, and she jerks awake. She blinks sleepily at the silky white dress and remembers she needs to get it finished now. Marjorie puts her foot to the pedal, plunk, and up starts her sewing machine. First slowly, wuggata wuggata, wuggata wuggata, then building up speed as she loudly finishes the final seam. Wiggata wiggata wiggata, wiggata wiggata. Old Mr. Wink at number 8 Fish Street has been trying to wake up for a while. When Mrs. Parks' machine starts up next door, he forces himself out of bed. He moves slowly, like honey pouring from a jar. He stands, puts his left blue slipper on, then sits back down. After 3 more yawns and 1 more blue slipper, he picks up his telephone and calls Lila Hall at number 9 Fish Street. Ring! 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 You awake? Mr. Wink asks.
Can you do the walk?
I am now, Lila says. The phone just rang. Nice day out? He asks. Lila leans over and looks out her window. Sun's singing and the birds are shining. Sun's shining and the birds are singing. Looks lovely, Mr. Wink. Well, just called to see if you were up, says Mr. Wink, and he takes off his blue slippers and lies back down. A few minutes later, he's snoring like a chainsaw. After Lila hangs up, she steps right into her shower and starts to sing. And Lila Hall can really sing. Lila sings so loud and so high that all the birds on Fish Street stop their own singing. Tweet-ta-ta, and tilt their little heads to listen. Oh, isn't it grand, isn't it fine to be here with you? In the sunshine. And it is Lila's song that finally wakes the last person on Fish Street who is still asleep. He lives at number 10, and when he hears these beautiful high notes, he opens his eyes. Hanging above him is a mobile with lots of little blue and red and green birds floating through the air. He looks up at these and makes a squeal of happiness. Whee! That's when his mother comes in and lifts him up so he's also in the air. Well, Wendell Willamore, my little bird, she sings. Finally, you are awake.